La 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 la, la 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 la, hey hey hey, goodbye. I tell you what. It is an absolute wrap. It's all over for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. At least as a manager, he has said in an exit interview, bado atabaki kukuja hata watch game, and he got emotional at the end. But that said, it's the end of an era, a Legends era, almost close to 3 years, 198 games. Hey, losing kidogo tu si ate mingi sana ni 168 games ne bwana wakanya neno ikamera nikae iwinjo 168 games, 92 wins, 35 draws, 41 defeats, and the thing that everybody talks about,
the trophies.
Zero trophies. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it is a wrap. Wanna introduce the panel. Japisha Yopondo.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
It's all over.
It is all over.
It is a good time because IBC has got only 3 months to start campaigning, so Ole can come back to Narok for governorship race. It's a good way.
Ramajana head speech going down. All right, Steven Shitera, fresh from Egypt, freshly suited up. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, and Pulisic is back.
Pulisic is back and scoring.
Yes.
Yes.
Asante.
And Tijan Isaac Swila, who on this panel, we share the same fate, complete to the number of goals.
I did predict it here last weekend. You didn't listen to me last week.
Yeah.
I said another defeat for United. That defeat has sent Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back to Norwegian capital. And there's a collective sigh of relief from the Devil's faithful or adherents. And Ole is living with a clean or dry trophy cabinet. And as much as the song and dance, you see, it's like you guys were serenading the club all over the night. But now, the unfortunate thing is, the fine gentleman in Coach Ole Gunnar has been handed the sack, but the bad air, the bad smell within the club is still at Carrington. So I don't know how you're going to clean that.
Well,
but anyway, it was a good weekend.
I'll tell you what, for sure, even as we start kicking off, this is what I believe. First of all, Ole Gunnar is a good man. But I mean, even watching that exit interview, he's honorable, he's a gentleman, he wishes the team well, he got emotional when he was talking about even his love for the team and for Carrick and how he thinks Carrick is going to do a good job, and the next manager, etc. However, in the game of football, good men seldom win. It is not for good men. Look at Diego Simeone, look at Tuchel, look at Pep, Guardiola. The only good man who I say might be winning is Klopp. But there is still some roughness about it. I think Ole was good in creating environments whereby, you know, it's a good environment for you to thrive, but he was not good. He was tactically inept. But that's not to say that he's a bad man. He's still a legend. We still respect him for winning us that Champions League with that late goal, and giving us his own. He has his own records, away games.
As a player.
Away games also unbeaten. The first string that he got, I think it was 11 games on the spin to Lukoto Sawa. But it is what it is. Japicha, what do you think about Ole's exit, and what does it mean now for Manchester United?
You know, as Swila said, you know, managing a club, it's a tough thing because the club also has got its own way of doing things. And Ole came in as a legend. And then we've been seeing these legends coming back to clubs. Some of them are working well, like if you look at Zidane, has done well with Real Madrid. You look at other clubs like Lampard was sacked. You look at Steve G is also coming back to Aston Villa, not the club that he played for. So with this mix of kind of players that you have in clubs, Ole has done well with the young players, bringing up young players, but also the pressures come up with players who have been in this club for long. Look at what Paul Pogba is going through at United, with the agent who's also telling United that Pogba will be leaving. All that pressure and all, and Ronaldo also coming in. I remember Shtera used to say that Ronaldo is coming in as an experienced player, and is being managed by a manager who has not done well in management. So all these frictions and all that. So how are you going to clean it up? Being that, okay, you have been saying all over that you need Ole to go Ole out. But you are shocked to realize that you're getting Carrick. So is it the best that...
No, Carrick is interim.
It's okay, as much as he's interim, but he's a coach.
And he has been coaching.
It's okay, but
with Mike Phelan, and Mike Phelan and the rest are still there.
Is it the best to take that mantle from Ole? So we'll see it with the game against Chelsea.
No, tomorrow, Villarreal.
Villarreal can be, it's okay, because the players want to prove that as much as the manager's gone, it's an easy game, not that hard. But you'll see it during the Chelsea match. So it's a tall order for Carrick. I know you're looking at managers who can come in. Conte has gone to Tottenham, was the best bet for you. Zidane still learning English and all that. So it's a tall order. United, I think, for me, I've been saying this, United went with Ferguson.
That is, I think United, the problem with Manchester United is Ferguson, in the sense of they have never been able to move. Ferguson is that toxic United ex that, you know, they don't, you never want to leave. Everybody's always comparing to Ferguson what he did. We should forget Ferguson. He's great, he did well, hurrah, hurrah. It's time now to change the entire culture, I think, of Manchester United, apart from the youth component. But the rest, the style of play, the tactical awareness and stuff, what Solskjaer faced, and Shitara, you've said this before, it's like the whole, when you had, you know, Real Madrid and the Galactico kind of era, whereby you have Jadon Sancho, you have Ronaldo, you have Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes. So these players, you're playing them not necessarily because of, and Greenwood, not because, and Pogba, not because of their form, but because of their reputation.
Yes.
If they lack hapo hivyo kwa bench, I mean kwa team, uweke wengine kwa bench, inaanza kuwa shida. And the next manager is going to inherit that, whoever it will be.
I think before Ole Gunnar was sacked, I think we had this discussion. And the most unfortunate thing is, I said it was the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo, which was to make or break Solskjaer. Remember, Solskjaer has been having a good time at Manchester United before without Ronaldo. The likes of Jesse Lingard, Greenwood, these are players who have really lifted Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, in as far as Ronaldo came in, I think he does not spell doom to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he has spelled doom for top established Manchester United players like Bruno. When is the last time you heard of Bruno? You see, I think he has suffocated all of these players. Pogba, the rumors going around, is the arrival of Ronaldo. And the dressing room, the Manchester United dressing room, I think has shifted. And I think Ronaldo is commanding it. I've heard a rumor that actually is going to be handed the armband. So those are the small things. And as James said, you realize that you are really slow in making the decision. I think Ferguson has really been helping Ole Gunnar to hang on, but unfortunately it has come to this end. You see, a coach like Antonio Conte was your best fit. This is a coach who would come straight into Manchester United, and I would have promised you this season Manchester United will have won a trophy. So I think replacing Ole Gunnar with Carrick, I think ni kama kufagia nyumba na kuweka uchafu kwa mlango. You see, you have not done anything. I think you should have just let Ole Gunnar stay until you get the right manager. You realize Zinedine Zidane's wife advised the husband, wacha to meet the husband, kwamba, I think, you see the pressure. My bet was that the best coach you had, you should have given him time, was Louis van Gaal. Look at what he is doing at the moment. Same thing I've been saying at Arsenal. Problem sio coach, shida ni environment yenye Swila said it's toxic mpaka inanuka. So this is an environment that should have Van Gaal angefanya kazi nzuri. Unai Emery angefanya kazi nzuri. Sasa mmeanza kutapatapa, Lopetegui, sijui Zinedine amekataa,
Luis Enrique, Ten Hag.
Mungekaa na Ole Gunnar, you sort out the dressing room issue. But I think the rivalry between Ole Gunnar and Ronaldo, remember the day he was benched, hapo ndio uhasama ulianza. Manchester United started very well. Ronaldo akifunga mabao back to back. What happened? Something should have gone wrong somewhere in the dressing room. Na hapo ndio shida ilitokea.
And I think that is something, again, being the gentleman, Solskjaer will never, because he said he's only giving one interview. He gave it to Manchester United as he left. He's not going to talk about it again. That was the end. But I think it would have been very interesting to pick his mind. A Mourinho style, who would tell you this is where the problem was, because I believe that you're right, Ronaldo might have been a problem, because the day that Alisema in an interview, he said, like, he made something to allude to the fact that Ujamaa hajui kunicheza. What happened immediately? Yeah. He was benched, and then I think, again, if you have a dressing room that is looking up to a player, then atajiuliza, ni kama sasa, wacha nitumie example, ni kama leo, no, wacha situmie example. But it's like, if I was going to use a very interesting example, but it's like the person who you look up to. So wanajiuliza kama Ronaldo anaweza fanywa hivi na sisi je. But the problem also at United, and even as you give your comments, is that I believe the same thing. It is clear the Ronaldo we have now is not the Ronaldo Kitambo in terms of what you expect. Yeye sasa anataka kuletea mpira. But then what does that leave everybody else?
Mechi mulishinda, and it was an individual performance. Ronaldo is good.
He's good.
Anakosa tu mtu wa kumanage. But as I said, wacha kumpatia armband. Hiyo position ingepewa Ronaldo as a player coach.
But I still think though, things that need to happen is, one, Ronaldo apewe your armband, because Maguire is now lacking in confidence. And then the other thing, devil's advocate, what if Carrick, Phelan and the team had all the tactics but Ole hakuwa nasikia? Maybe now we are about to see something different.
You see, Raburo, my thinking is, first of all, when you take over, you must lay down the law.
That's right.
You must inject your football philosophy, how you want the team to play, right? And this is what Arteta did when he came to Arsenal. This is what Xavi Hernandez did last week when he took over to Barcelona.
And Conte.
And even Conte.
Conte
and
even told them what to do in the bedroom.
So even Gerard Piqué actually cancelling his TV duties, where he used to appear weekly, because that's what Xavi Hernandez wants.
That's right.
And he wants them to play in a certain way. And this made it clear the players he wants to come on board. Now, when Ole came on board, I didn't think really he laid that out clearly. As we're saying, probably he's too soft. We need to see the other rough side of it, the other ruthlessness side of it. You see, again, you must have a coach who is able to tame the egos, right? You are going to play today because of ABCD, but I think this kind of approach and the kind of tactics we are using does not suit you, and for that reason you're going to begin on the bench. I think he lost it in that regard. So if you bench Ronaldo and probably is fuming and you don't deal with it, it's going to spill over on
and
the
he
other
can't also
players.
face the board.
Then two, you've had a player again whom in my view is the elephant in the room, in Paul Pogba.
Yes, Paul Virus Pogba.
There's so much hype about him, so much potential about him, No doubt he's a very good box-to-box midfielder, but he hasn't, in my view, given that very best at United. We've known him more for the side shows and the issues regarding his contract, regarding his future. Today, I'm going to be at United, or we are looking into it. I'm not going to pen a new deal. So the new coach, the number one thing he needs to address is the Pogba issue, right? Have players who are ready and determined and out to fight for United's flag. Two, regarding Carrick, at this point in time, and we're looking at the transfer market, it's only natural that you have a stopgap coach, and that's what I believe Carrick gonna play, even as they face Villarreal. Then two, they say they're looking for an interim coach between now and the end of the season. Now, you have to look at the market. That's exactly
what happened to Ole, right?
We're now looking at the market. Who is available probably to fit into those big shoes.
Without managerial
And in my view, I think you should have said Carrick gonna be interim as we look for a long-term solution, not another interim coach. And now probably, I've read reports that the ex-Tottenham coach, the Argentine, Pochettino, is more than willing to leave his job at PSG to
I don't
come
think
to
that's
United.
a good idea.
Now, what does that tell you? PSG is equally a big club with probably a better financial watches than United and bigger egos. Why would he run away from the PSG job to come into United? I believe as things stand now, PSG on a head-to-head count have better players than United who could conquer Europe. But also look at, again, how Poch has managed the transition at PSG, how he's managing the big players he had in the summer, and is he somebody who gonna bring success to United? No. If you find an answer to that, then lastly again, he talked of the environment. Has the board or the management done their best? In my view, I think United rushed into the market to sign every Tom, Dick and Harry with big monies on their head who really failed to deliver. Now, if you look at it critically, what was the value in splashing all that money on Jadon Sancho? Has it paid? No. I don't think so. Maguire, for instance, why is even wearing that armband? No leadership whatsoever in that young man. I don't see it. As a leader, you need to stand out, put your head on the chopping board where need be. We're not seeing that. So even in the dressing room, I don't see a voice who is leading that team. And on this regard, I think if you look at probably the kind of personalities we have in United dressing room, I think in my view, it would be logical to give that armband to Ronaldo. But there is danger that comes with that. Yeah, his personality and probably would want now to start commanding everything, which would again have probably fire back in the team. So you need a very wise coach, experienced. There's no actually time for trial and error.
That's right.
Because look at since Sir Alex Ferguson left, United have never won a Premier League title. Look at
the last title was what, 2017?
Yeah, I think the trophy cabinet has gone dry. So there's a lot of issues to address.
I think the other thing, and I say this even off, that this is now the time when we will see what Manchester United's board is all about. Listen, everybody we have been complaining about is now on the... Ole is gone, Woodward is gone. Now, hopefully, Pogba will be gone. Hopefully, Pogba will be gone. But those two were seen as the stumbling blocks at the time. However, I don't think this is the time we'll know, is Manchester United there for winning trophies or finances? Because if they give it to Pochettino,
but again, you see, Pochettino is facing.
Pochettino he has the metal.
He is facing the same problem with Messi at PSG.
This problem was there before.
Because this is a coach. This is a coach who has not won anything. What will he tell Messi? Same to Ole Gunnar as a coach. And you see, even now, even as you say that you want to entice Ronaldo with that armband, what will be the reaction of the English player at Manchester United after stripping off that armband from Maguire?
Let me cut you short, kidogo pole. That is what I'm talking about. You see what you're talking, that thing you're saying? The English, we should get rid of user culture.
You cannot.
Suffer for 2 years,
you cannot.
win a trophy,
you
then
cannot.
Come back to your culture.
The moment you wake up to the reality, that is the moment you will move on. The English players and the English press, you will not move away from it. Live with it.
But that's why wapatie Ronaldo, mtu mwenye ni at least Kumbash ni ngumu because he has all the stats. Watulete Luis Enrique ama Ten Hag.
I think
2 years. Tushina hata ka trophy mbili, then we can come back.
Mbona basi mlifukuza Mourinho? Mbona mlifukuza Mourinho?
Because Woodward bado alikuwa culture.
I think Raburu, to me, all this is boiling down to man management of
yes,
players.
Exactly.
If you look at Chelsea, not that I'm a fan of Chelsea, but if you look at Chelsea, look at Tuchel.
What do you mean?
Look at Tuchel, because there are some games that you'll find that Alonso will play, but Chilwell will not play. And he explains this to players.
And you will not complain on the bench.
You're not going to complain. There are times that you will see Barkley has been out in the cold, and then he comes in and then he performs.
Same with Liverpool and Origi.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even the same problem, the same situation with Musilete complain ya Pogba. Chelsea has the same problem with Antonio Rudiger.
Yes.
He has not signed, a contract. There is
but he's scoring.
But he's scoring. So
he's happy.
It boils down to a manager, as he says, how are you managing his situation?
Right.
And that's why I said the only coach you missed out
is Conte.
And look what you will not get a coach.
Every time I see a coach who comes in and the most unlikely of people score,
yes,
it means uni mtu anafikiria.
The way Swila said, you have to put down the structure. You have to say, this is the way I want my team to play. This is the philosophy that I want. If it is 3-5, whatever, this is the way I want it to be. But look at Ole. Ole, even before Ronaldo plays, let's say, for example, you're playing Villarreal tomorrow.
That's right.
Right? The game you played against Watford, already Ronaldo knows that he's going to play Villarreal because he has got that kind of, yes, he has got that mentality that I must be in the field. That should not happen. A manager should analyze the game. Which team am I going to face? This team, which players can perform? If you cannot perform, he's going to explain to you that we need to play this way, not this way. So meaning you're going to be on the bench. Or sometimes you're not even going to be on the bench.
In a nutshell, Manchester United is just moving from one frying pan to the next, or a sufuria.
Anyway, we're going to talk about that. Definitely something that people are going to be watching. The next manager at Manchester United. Swila is right, because also a manager doesn't want to come akijua mini interim. So it's going to be something very, and it is possible to take over katikati na kuenda. Look at Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah. Anyway, let's come back
hakuletwa kama interim. He was brought as a manager.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. It is possible to be brought as a manager na uendelee.
Kama ni interim ndio nakwambia wangepatia Cristiano Ronaldo. Interim, player coach.
Oh, player coach.
Usinyanganye Maguire ambani.
No, Maguire nyang'anyo anagwaya. Akiona player anagwaya, anamwaya. Anyway.